So you see my Jordan sweater.
Yeah.
And there's
Holland.
Let's shift gears. Yes. And what I wanted to do was discuss, because I miss talking about sports a little bit. It's interesting, actually, to see the top sports analysts, casters, influencers, when there's nothing going on, and you just see like how weak their presentation is, and I'm like, the only thing appealing about what they're doing is that they get high-end production and they're in a great studio, but now they're just talking about like BS, and I can't even listen. I actually haven't tuned into anything, but what has created more buzz as of late is the highly anticipated ESPN documentary called The Last Dance, and it covers the 1996 Chicago Bulls, the last year that Michael Jordan and company won the NBA Finals. And Jordan came out recently saying that he feels that this documentary is going to make him look like not a great teammate.
Hey,
I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, but
sometimes when you're a leader and you take over and your team wins, sometimes you're not perceived as a guy that passed the ball as much or a guy who did this. The people are going to hate. You're going to have your own opinion on him. He got the job done. He did what he needed to do. I haven't seen it, but my thoughts on the whole thing is basically that. Like, you know what? Do they win those championships if he was an awesome teammate? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem that the Knicks had. Maybe that was the problem that the Utah Jazz had. Maybe that was the problem that the Phoenix Suns had. Yeah. Who knows? These are all great basketball teams that didn't win.
That's right.
Do you think Larry Bird was a great teammate? Maybe that's why he won. Maybe the Celtics, when they were winning, they weren't great teammates, but they just went and did their job. And when they had to step up, they stepped up. Do you think Scottie Pippen's going to actually care if Jordan was a great teammate when he's got more gold on his hand than anyone else?
Yeah, so true. Like, people respect winning, right?
Yeah.
And what's amazing that they were able to have two separate dynasties, three in a row in two different time frames. And there's Jordan haters out there. There will be. Certainly, I think.
Oh yeah.
There's LeBron. There's more now, but not at the time. It felt like the whole country was pulling for him.
There's LeBron haters too. Donald Trump.
There's haters of everyone.
But yeah, no, Jordan. Yeah, he's argument for the greatest. I think he is, but then again, I don't know.
So interestingly enough, there's a lot of kids out there now that were born after '96, and they are basketball fans, and they won't know Jordan aside from the crying meme, and now the meme from his eulogy at Kobe Bryant's funeral.
Yeah, it's true.
Crying again, and he said he didn't want to become another meme. But yeah, you're gonna have kids that watch completely different generations that didn't include him. And
not your son.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be exposed, right?
Yes.
The shoes alone.
The shoes and the gear alone, you'll probably have play the finals for him. 3 years in a row.
Yeah, all I'm saying, I'm looking forward to it, and he's a personal favorite, and it was during a time when we were growing up, so it's that much more personal, I think, when it's like during your youth, right?
Yeah, it's like with hockey. It's like watching Gretzky. There's a lot of kids out there that didn't get to see Gretzky.
Yeah,
because he played his last game in '99. And then was he even the greatest in the last? It was the '80s. He was really great. I vaguely have a memory of Gretzky.
Right. Because aren't you a Lemieux guy?
I am a Lemieux guy. Honestly, I'll say it now that he would have broke all of Gretzky's records if he didn't get cancer, and he didn't have those 2 years off, and he didn't have any of the other problems that he had. If he stayed healthy, I think he would have done great.
Yeah, because he was on a crazy trajectory, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was.
I get it. Like he was like Gretzky was doing really good, but Lemieux still had a lot of good years left in him because he came out 5 years after Gretzky. but he retired before Gretzky, or pretty much the same year, but after having two to 3 years off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he never got back into game. Like, he never stayed in game shape. Never. Then he comes back and gets almost 100 points in his first season after being off for 2 to 3 years. Like, who does that?
And then you think, like, okay, this is going to sustain again, but
injuries.
No, definitely. I think we're more aligned with the success of Lemieux, and it's just unfortunate, but still a great career.
Oh yeah, still an amazing career. Played his way to own a team.
Wow, they couldn't afford to pay him.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
like
so true.
So Tom Brady went on the Howard Stern show, and I was a little interested in it, but it turned out to be a bit of a snooze fest. But what are your thoughts on him going to Tampa? And did you hear any of the things he said?
No, I didn't hear any things he said, but when you said it was a snooze fest, well, that's Brady for you. Belichick's
it's what you would have expected, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. There's a guy that can't liven up anything, except for Foxborough.
Yeah, the funny thing is, so he's in Florida, and he's renting Derek Jeter's place, and Howard Stern has all these questions, and he's like, oh, so like, do you write out a contract? How much do you pay? If toilet breaks, do you call Derek? And you're like, what the hell? Working toilets.
Just asking him dumb questions.
Yeah, typical Stern questions. Actually, I do believe that streaming is free as a trial until May 15th. Because you can never, that's the one thing, like, you can't find Stern interviews anywhere.
No, he's pretty good.
But interestingly enough, like the Brady one was, and he was talking about how he would end a season, and then he would like, oh, okay, I'll just do all my business ventures now, and my off-season training and this and that. And Giselle wrote him a letter, kind of like a Dear John letter, Dear Tom letter. Like, get your act together, dude, because I have dreams and hopes and aspirations too. And I'm taking care of the kids during your season, and then now season's over, and you think you can just do this and that. And then, like, she's like, so she was, and he said, like, I kept that letter and I read it and I take it to heart, and it was a tough time. And Stern's like, if Tom Brady can't satisfy Giselle, we're all in trouble.
That's amazing.
6 rings, she's not happy.
No.
Yeah.
But that's true, though. Like, in all honesty, I don't blame her for writing the Dear John letter, because, you know what? The guy's famous all year. Why is he going to go and have the time off and from, February till September and do what he wants to do? Maybe she wants to get back into modeling. Maybe she wants to have her own thing. You know what I mean? Like, the kids were young. Now they're getting a little bit older. Now they're in Tampa. Was that her choice? Who knows? Sounds like Brady's a bitch.
Oh, Tampa of all places! Like, go to Miami. Who cares? If you don't care already, go to Miami.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in Tampa?
Well, maybe he didn't like the teal uniforms in Miami.
Who cares? The city, Tampa over Miami. You're gonna choose?
Well, also, I don't think Miami, because I don't think he wanted to play against Belichick.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, hey, let's go Buffalo. All I know is that we're going to win the division. It's our time.
If you don't do it now.
And you know what? It's not the Cowboys' time, so we're fucking looking good.
Oh, here's some controversy. Dak Prescott had a 30th birthday party, and he had, 20 people there, and Zeke Elliott was there, and the organization had to talk to him, and I think police couldn't I think they knew, but they couldn't confirm, and everyone's like, okay, dude.
Only in Dallas. It's only ever happens in Dallas.
Can't stop the party in Dallas.
No, that's why Amari Cooper got out.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta stop this shit. I'm over 30. I can't keep partying.
The big D.
The big D, or the big dumpster. I'm not a Cowboys fan or a Steelers fan.
No, sure.
Black and gold.
Was there anything else sports-wise that came to mind for you?
I'm excited that the NFL is still going to do their draft and do it live. I think that's amazing for the NFL. I think it'll keep People need stuff like this, whether if it's drafts or off-season acquisitions. They still need something to read besides Orange Julius down south there. Sorry, I had to say it.
Yeah.
But the NHL draft, it's going to be neat. I think the NHL is going to come out with a great system. They're saying that they probably won't get the rest of the regular season in. So there's like 7 teams on the bubble. They might do like a one-time 24-team playoff where they have like a best of 3 out of 5 for like the teams that they're just going to have 24 teams in a bracket and go. I think that's the best thing you can do. I think people need sports. I think March Madness getting shut down was a huge thing. Yeah. Because it was like right at the start of it, which now if like if they were like saying like if March was coming up and they'd be like, we're canceling March Madness, people would be like, this is so bad. Yeah. At least we've already got that behind us because everybody loves March Madness.
Yeah, you need the distraction.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that you can't have it now.
You do. I'm just not curious if the NBA could do a 24-team format or what the NBA is thinking about doing. But I think a lot of stuff's going to be held in Arizona.
Oh, really? Because
with no fans, just because it's more isolated.
Okay.
Like that's what the NHL's talking is either Vegas because Vegas is shut down, right? So there's no one traveling there,
right? Or
they're thinking Arizona, and then I don't know if the NBA and them are going to do like you guys do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, or we do because everything's going to come back at once, and you're not going to have a chance to see everything, and right. The TV ratings is what pretty much lines the pockets of everybody.
Well, the window's getting shorter and smaller here because, the closer you get to next fall, it's you're going to have a tournament and then run into the season, or?
No, they're going to have something, and then they're going to have a short off season, and they're probably next year will be affected with either shortened season or with they still have to they can't not have a champion. Like they've already played 3/4 of the season. Now it's just like soccer.
Yeah,
you're not the biggest soccer fan, but what about teams that are in relegation? Like say you take the Spanish league, the Italian league, those 2 teams at the bottom, those 3 teams in the English that are at the bottom, like qualification for Europa, or like because if you're in the top 4, you can qualify for Champions League. Like so, there's so much argument about what to do with the last 10 games of the season. Like one team saying I could win all 10 games, even though they might lose all 10 games. But
you go on history. Just stop. Sports, it's pretty simple. You go on to history.
Well, no, but for like the smaller clubs that got up and got that $178 million deal, and they're sitting on the bubble, and then they get relegated because they had more games in hand or less games in hand, then they don't get that $178 million anymore. Out of luck.
Should have got it in lesser games.
But you know what I mean? Like, so there's all these arguments for everything. Like, no matter what you look at.
I don't care. You are what you are at the time. At the deadline.
Well, then that's I got a conspiracy for you. Do you think the NFL was in on this COVID-19 thing because it doesn't affect anything they do?
Well, some of them, Von Miller got it now.
Oh yeah, there's casualties of war.
Yeah. Collateral damage.
Yeah, well, because now the NFL will start in September. Everyone will be back by then. I don't know if the States will be back, but maybe the Canadian Football League will be.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to in August.
How about that? The XFL has one great season of 5 games, and now they're no more.
Yeah, you gotta have like endless resources.
Well, I think if they would have got through the season, they still would have had a season next year. They sent over 24 players to the NFL already with contracts.
I guess. The problem is the talent level. So it doesn't matter the rules, and then then you can't match the TV contracts at the NFL.
No, but here's the problem though: is after 1 year, more like if they had say 12 guys go to the NFL with contracts or more people would say, "This is my way to get my NFL deal." So they would have more talent coming into the league.
Yeah.
And there's guys that didn't want to go, dropped out, didn't want to do the college. They just wanted to do a year of football. They graduated early, did a year of football, and then got played with men, like, you know what I mean? Instead of college kids, they played with men and wanted to get an NFL deal.
Yeah, that's
Like
actually interesting you bring that up, because there's kids that are eligible for university, and they're going to go into the developmental NBA G League instead and get paid, I think, like 125, maybe 200K. Then they can still be eligible for the draft.
Yeah, they don't want to take that chance of injuring themselves. They don't want to do a Greg Odom.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah.
The next best thing.
And almost Zion Williamson. Remember last year when his shoe broke on him?
Yeah, that kid. I have a lot of respect for that guy, Zion.
Yeah.
When he's only 19 years old and he played half a season already. And the first thing he did when they shut down the league is he offered to pay for a month's salary of the whole staff of the stadium. Yeah. And the kid's 19. Like, that's amazing. These are the stories people should be talking about. Do you think that gets many headlines? It got like a little shot beside Orange Julius. You know what I mean?
Here we go. Well, because you know what? These stories are more interesting than the actual sports. I'll argue it now. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I know.
You can't stand the sports now. Too long, watered down. Players don't gaff, DGAF. They don't give a you know what. So tomorrow's documentary, ESPN, 9 p.m., The Last Dance, Michael Jordan, 96 Bulls. That's what I have to look forward to. I've become that old man watching like reruns.
I don't even have cable, so I don't even get to watch it. I'm a
it'll be available on Netflix on Monday because Netflix actually owns the rights to it.
Oh, okay. So I'll watch it then.
There you go.
All right.
Watch it and then get back to me, and then we're going to podcast about it.
All right. So since we're doing nothing, we'll probably be doing this again shortly.
Oh, you got it. The Last Dance podcast.
Well, anything. I'll podcast about anything at this point.
That's right. Right on. Well, I'm so happy you came back on, man. It was a blast. Super enjoyed it. How do you like the new format?
I love it. Anytime you need a special guest, I'm available.
Right on.
So if you need my opinion on anything, I'm here.
Oh, I know.
Whether or not anyone believes it.
You never let me down. I know I'll get your opinion.
I know. I'm surprised. I haven't. You know what? I followed the Canadian politics really strong at the start, and then things just blew up. I gotta actually get back into reading what Trudeau's doing.
No, you don't.
See, that's the thing. I agree with you because it's not really anything impressive.
No.
That's
why we always end up talking about U.S. politics, right? Like,
yeah. Good, because there's so many different names for that guy. Well, Orange Baron.
Yeah. It feels good to be back. Feels good to be on the air. Now we've got the video show, Podcast and Chill show on YouTube, and Podcast and Chill, of course, on iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else you get podcasts. Hit the subscribe button, send us your comments, and join us again. I've got a full lineup. I try to release stuff almost every day, either podcast or on YouTube. But Adam, thanks very much, man, for coming back on. It's great to see you. We can't be together, but this is the next best thing.
Oh, yeah. Be safe, buddy.
You too. Be safe. Everybody, thanks very much for listening. I salute you guys. We love you. Thanks very much for tuning in, and look out for us. We'll be back. I'll be back with Chris this week with more follow-up and topical news. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.